Like games with a cyberpunk setting? Like laser beam guns? Like being a cop that stops criminals from selling cyber stimulants under control of a crazed president? Greetings everyone, and welcome to Indie Review. In this video, we'll be looking at the little neat fun that is Blaster Cop, a Wolfenstein-esque game that is short and sweet, perfect for people who love playing retro games. Blaster Cop was made and uploaded by a user named Mr. Smoke on GameJolt on March 3rd, 2017, already having about 1.9k plays and 10.2k views. Although this game is very short, it managed to work its way to the feature page on GameJolt, which can only mean one thing: people like it, and just like them, I'm sure you'll enjoy my review of Blaster Cop. The year is 2101, and the presidential election is being held in the Great Confederates of Atlanta. A new candidate steps up, Richard K. Sandman. For some reason, everybody loves this Mr. Sandman, and he wins the election without even trying. Under Mr. Sandman's power, the Senate crumbles into dust, and he has complete control over the GCA. At the same time Mr. Sandman was elected, there is a huge craze for a new virtual reality game, U-Reality 3D. There are several vendors in GCA who sell cyber stimulants that allow players to cheat in the game. You play as a worthy policeman, Alex L. Puncher, who has been sent to take care of those vendors and put them to an end. The game has a very retro 8-bit art style. The environment is 3D and pixelated to look kind of like a game you would play on an arcade machine. All the characters are flat in 2D, made to resemble sprites that you would find in a side-scroller of the same art style. Blaster Cop can run on basically any computer due to its very simplistic graphics and size. Downloading this game is fairly easy. You can find it on GameJolt and possibly several other websites that host indie games. The game is entirely free and fairly small, being only 19 megabytes. Some pros that Blaster Cop brings to the table include fast, simple gameplay, it's very easy to run, a bit more challenge as the game progresses, an option that lets you execute the boss or leave him or her, a perfect game to just sit down and play for a little bit, and the game has a very arcade-ish feel. There's also some dialogue that provides more depth for the story. Some cons that Blaster Cop has include: the game is a bit too short, the bosses are way too easy, and not a very wide range of weapons. There are only 6 in total. All in all, I think that Blaster Cop is a fun little game that is recommended for casual and serious players, especially for players that love cyberpunk settings. It has a few cons, but the surplus of pros totally cover for it. It has a 4.2 star rating on GameJolt, and I think that is what it pretty much deserves. It's a neat little indie game that everyone should give a try. This has been Captain Seed Potato from Indie Reviews. Farewell.
Full of so many magic missiles. What? Are you not gonna die?
Vote for Sandman.
You honestly can't damage me fast enough.